Okay, for today's briefing, I'm going to try it without my glasses on. So then my last one had some glare on them. And also when I sat down to start this one, I noticed I had a lot of glare from my glasses coming off the screen. So in order to avoid that issue, I'm going to try it without my glasses. For this briefing, talking about the leadership outcome, some of the concepts and stuff that we've learned this week when it comes to leadership in project management and things like that. I want to talk about a situation that I was in within a project when I was in Korea. I was part of the Tiger team for the QRC review. The QRCs are quick reaction checklists that we use to make sure that we are doing everything correctly when it comes to instances responding. Many people that utilize them are going to be our BDOC controllers and flight chiefs or flight sergeants. So that's kind of who they brought in to work on them, was flight chiefs, flight sergeants, BDOC controllers, and also K9 as well. People got experience within dealing with these QRCs and dealing with in situations where we can help to correct the issues that we had within the ones that were either out of date or weren't very clear or concise. So we're going to make sure that was not an issue for our people. So it was led by the operations NCOIC. He's the one who created the team. In order to fix these, he wanted to get together with people who had experience, knowledge, responding in instances, working these positions, and get their input, and also to make sure that everything is done correctly. So talk about the team performance concepts that were utilized within our team. Our team did use them. Like I said, the operations NCOIC, he was the creator of the team. Just want to put everything together for us. We all kind of played a role when it came to advancers, because we had our inputs from experience or knowledge, things like that. That way we can kind of be on the same page about stuff. It was kind of like the flex role just about for everybody. We also had someone who was reviewing AFIs and OIs while we sat there and discussed everything, make sure that we stayed within that. I'd kind of consider them our analyzer, because they're analyzing our responses, analyzing everything that was in our QRCs already. We were putting in there, making sure that we stuck to the AFI, stuck to local OIs and regs to make sure that we were all within the guidance correctly. So next person, we got the NCOIC Police Services. He was our executioner. He's the one who was going to be implementing everything whenever the changes were complete. Part of his responsibility and his job is to make sure that the desk and also flight chiefs, flight sergeants have the correct and updated versions of the QRC. So he's kind of the executioner, making sure everything got to where it needed to be after we were done updating everything. Like I said before, we all within the group were kind of in that flexor role, because we all fell into analyzing to the advancer. We were kind of like putting inputs, making sure that everybody was on the same page, sharing experiences, sharing knowledge. So we kind of fell into different roles. Some people had defined roles, but there was a large group of us that didn't have specific roles, but we kind of fell into that advancer, assisting with everything. So when talking about the leadership and management skills that were used, I think the creator, the one who was a project manager, he kind of allowed us to discuss things, talk through things. We had disagreements, things like that. But at the end of the day, he was the one who he would sit there, let us talk. And once we got to the point where, okay, we need to bring it back in, he kind of was like, hey, all right, cool. So we discussed this. Here's what we're going to go with. This is what the reg says. We're going to go to this. Now let's get back on topic, get to our next topic, next section that we needed to deal with, and so that we're all on the same page, kind of controlling the situation. So when it comes to the project manager, he did a good job utilizing project management. He did create a plan for us when it came to the actual project, putting it together whenever he was getting all the team together. He gave us a timeline of when we needed to have it done, and and for each day, okay, we're going to go through X, Y, and Z. We're going to go through 1 through 10, and then the next day we're going to go through 11 through 30, whatever it may be, based off of how complex each of the situations where the QRCs were. But he did a good job of giving us a timeline of when we need to get it done. Like I said, also, we all had different roles. He did a good job of saying, hey, you're doing this, you're doing that, so on and so forth. Communication was good because we were all there together. That helped out a lot. If we'd been kind of separated, it makes it a little harder to do, but when we were doing this project, we were all in the room together doing it at the same time. So communication was good, but like I said, because we were all there together. And really the only risks that we kind of ran into were the disagreements within the group on how things would be done. But like I said, at the end of the day, the OIs and the AFIs, the regs, are the ones that kind of dictate and made sure that we were on the right page. So if there was any disagreement, things like that, we could refer to those, and those would give us the direction that we needed. And the kind of risks that we could deal with after the fact would be the implementation process, people giving pushback, the whole cycle of getting used to the new procedures, new norm, things like that. So today I kind of talked about some of the concepts of leadership, project management, things like that. I appreciate your time. Have a great day.